Welcome to the morning show here. This last week of shows on WICR. I'm Pete Consadori, along with Ken Reischmann.
There he is.
John Stanko.
And there he is.
How are you doing, guys?
Not
good.
bad. Pretty loopy this morning.
We're starting pretty much on time today.
No, it's weird.
And it's good that happens on the last week, right?
No, yeah, we deserve that.
Right?
Yeah. As a group,
Yeah,
I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
This is a fun day, isn't it?
It's fun.
It's
It
hump
is
day.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Hump day. Whoop, whoop.
Woo!
There he is.
Mike. John.
There he is. Anyway.
Hey, yo.
So here we are. We're done. This is it. So
Yeah, this is
so
it.
no more you two.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, mostly sweet. Ready to move on.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bittersweet. This is my last ever WICR
right.
radio
Yeah,
show.
that's
This is my last ever one.
Whoa. Mike. You might be coming back. I mean, I'm going to need you for like a segment.
Okay, well, as a student, this
All
is
right,
my
no, that's
last
fair.
time
Right.
on WICR.
See, at least you get people saying,
And you know what
okay,
the people are saying, John?
What?
Oh, thank God.
Probably. They are probably tired of
Finally.
my banter.
See, you know what, John? At least people are asking you to come back and do segments.
Oh, yeah, Pete, you're invited too.
People are just telling me, yeah, you've been replaced.
Yeah, okay.
This
Pete,
is
I'm
the new
sorry.
Pete.
I'm sorry.
Pete, maybe we'll have you come in and like sing a screamo song, and then
Ew.
you could.
But you know what? I
No.
can't do that. I
Not
can only play
invited.
guitar to it.
Well, maybe we'll come have you
Oh, I
play
found
a
a
solo.
guitar pick yesterday, and I don't know what to do with it. So I just been biting it now.
Can you
for 2
plug
days.
a Wait, you found it on the ground and you are biting it?
I cleaned it.
Okay, did you?
No.
Like cleaning, you brushed his.
Yeah, no, that was good enough, right?
like an
and I did
apple-
one of
it's
those
like an apple you
things
just brush on your
where
shirt?
you step. Oh, speaking of Apple. So remember the debacle for the last few weeks where I just wasn't able to connect to the Wi-Fi. Remember how that was?
AT&T was getting angry.
Trust
Yes,
me.
AT&T was
Trust
angry.
me.
Then Mom got angry. It was a whole big.
Trust me, we remember.
Yeah.
It was every show. They were like, I have no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so
can't
I
connect.
had no Wi-Fi, and then I decided, listen, I need to get my Wi-Fi fixed. So I, in the middle of class, because I'm a scholar,
And you have your priorities straight.
went on a little Apple chat with a nice man named Joe. Now, Joe was very helpful. However, Joe didn't really help at all. So I'm on the Apple chat with Joe.
wait,
very
wait,
helpful,
wait.
but didn't help at all. One of those
He
guys.
tried really hard
Yes,
but couldn't do
But he
anything.
tried really hard, but in fact just made things worse. So
Oh.
I'm talking to Joe on the
That's
Apple chat,
counterproductive.
and he goes, "Hey, do you mind if I, work on your phone?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." So he's like in my phone, but from like a different
Yeah,
area.
that's crazy how
And
they
so,
do that, that's weird.
So he starts moving my apps around.
Oh, no.
I'm like,
Ooh,
Joe,
you
those are placed for a reason. He goes, "Oh, it's more efficient for the battery and stuff if I just put them all in one spot." And I'm like, "Joe, you're making my life more difficult than it already is. Please stop." I had to
actually say
get
that?
stern with Joe.
I had to get
say
stern with
that?
Oh
Joe.
yeah, I typed it out, and he was like, "Okay, I'm
Typing
sorry."
in the middle of class.
Yep,
I
I was
sent
like,
an aggressive email.
"Jerk, put him back." So he puts him back, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, can't fix your Wi-Fi. You need to go to the Apple Store." So what I'm thinking is,
You think
okay,
he said that out of
Joe,
anger?
probably. So now I'm in the Apple Store the next day. Fast forward 24 hours. We're in the Apple Store. Here we are. Blue shirts everywhere. The blue shirt Apple guys.
It's true.
They're awful.
It's true.
They're all awful.
Really?
I hope Apple's listening.
I
They're
have
awful.
never had a problem
Genius
with
bar, more like stupid bar.
them. Why?
Boom.
Why?
So we're at the stupid bar with the geniuses, quote unquote geniuses, and so I'm trying to get my Wi-Fi fixed, and I give my phone, and I'm gonna call him out by name here because he was just not a very good customer service genius, quotes unquotes. So I give my phone to this nice man named Ramphis, and right then and there, it's over. Nothing good is gonna come of that.
Ramphis. How do you
So,
spell that?
Ramphis.
F-I-S?
Yep, Ramphis. So I give my phone to Ramphis, and he says, "Hey, do you mind if I go do a quick diagnostic check on it?" And I say, "Well, sure. Like, what else am I going to do with it? So go, take it, do your thing."
Right.
So he goes in the back, he takes it apart, he's looking at it, blah, blah, blah. Comes out,
The guy in front.
yeah, we're fast forward. Yes, the guy in front realizes two things simultaneously. So he comes back out, and he goes, Ken, and I'm like, "What, Ramphis? What do you got for me, Ramphis?" And he goes, "There's no major component damage, and there's no water damage to your phone." I'm like, Well, that's wonderful. Thanks for leading with the good news, Ramphis. And then he goes, but your Wi-Fi component is busted. And I said,
Wait, how does that get
There
broken?
it is. Well, listen. And he goes, it's a problem with the iPhone 4S's. A lot of the times the Wi-Fi component starts working. So what you can do is you can either use an AT&T upgrade to get a new device, or we can give you a replacement device. And I was like, well, why wouldn't I just want the replacement device? And he's like, okay, so we'll work on the replacement device. So he comes back out and he says, okay, that'll be $199. And I said, no, it won't. And he said,
I could just see
yes,
it.
it
No,
is.
it won't.
And I'm like, okay, well, hold on a sec here, Ramph. And now I'm calling him by Ramph.
Oh, God.
We've shortened
Give him
it.
the nickname
We've
here.
shortened
He
it.
doesn't even deserve the
It's
respect.
one
of the
syllable
syllable.
now,
Listen,
not two.
listen, if Jersey Joe has not given you a nickname, you do not deserve a nickname.
Yeah, and this guy's Ramph. Which is not a flattering nickname by any stretch. So I'm like, Ramph, here's the thing. Your phone on me here broke, and I need a new one to make it work. So you remedy that, sir. You give me a new device free of charge.
Because
right?
it broke not on my
came
fault.
out and said that I didn't break it, so you need to fix it. That is your job as a genius at the bar. That is your job, is to fix my problem, Ramph. Okay? And he goes, that's just not in our policy. The component damage, blah, 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 the repair, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Ramph, here's the thing. You're going to have to tell my mother. Oh. Mom, if you're listening, I love you, but you are crazy. You are nuts. And Ramphis saw it first hand. I go, Ramphis, here's a desk phone, because they had one next to a television. They keep it.
So
and a
so
desk phone
you
on
gave
the table.
genius
yeah.
their phone.
Oh yeah, and I said,
Here's
Ramph,
your phone.
Here's the phone. I just dialed my mother's number. It's ringing. You better get to conjuring up a nice little sentence up in there when you tell her that I need to use an AT&T upgrade. And so he gets on the phone. He's doing his Ramph thing. And then he goes, she wants to talk to you. And I go, I'm sure she does. So I get on the phone with my mother, and she goes, that guy knows nothing. He's confusing me. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, Mom, I know. I'm fully aware Ramphis doesn't know what's going on. So, long story short, if we're not at the long story portion of the long story yet, and it's now the next day, because I didn't want to pay the $199.
Right.
I didn't
As you
want to
should-
use
as
the
you should.
upgrade.
You shouldn't.
I went
You
to
shouldn't.
Best Buy. I went to the AT&T store, and it turns out that my only option is to pay the $199 for the new phone. So I go back to the Apple store on the Saturday.
Please tell me Ramphis is there. Please tell me.
Ramphis is on the floor this time. He's not at the bar, because they've realized he's just not quite a genius yet. So I get back to the genius bar, and I go, okay, I was here yesterday. Ramphis told me I signed my own death warrant, and I just want a new phone, so please hurry up and just give it to me. And he was like, okay, what do you want? And I was like, 4S, let's go. So he comes out. He's like, here you go. Just sign, give me your card. I'll swipe it, and then sign this. And I give him my card. He swipes it. And he gives me the new phone all covered up in the plastic. No box. No courtesy of a box for me.
Just-
no
just bubble
wire.
wrap.
No plug. Just a box. No box. I'm kidding. No box. That would have been nice. Just a phone and the plastic. The sticky plastic that goes on either side, so nothing can work unless you take it off. But there's no box to protect it from the earth, which is a dangerous place for an iPhone, is it not? So nothing to protect it. It's like a baby. It's like a fetus iPhone. It's got nothing. It's naked. It's nude. It's nothing. And I say, why am I signing this? What is this? And he goes, oh, this is just saying that you're going to give us the old one back and we're going to give you the new one. I'm like, whoa. Time out here. Mm-hmm. That old one is mine. Okay, I own that, and I own this one now, because you just swiped my card. I own these things. They are mine. I own them. You can't have it.
Yes.
And he goes, well, then you can't have this one. And he took it back.
Wait, he took it out of your
He
hand?
took the other one back, and I said, hold on a sec, Chris. His name was Chris. And I said, let me speak to a manager. And he said, okay, hold on. So he goes in back, comes out with a red shirt, Apple guy.
Uh-oh.
It's the whole nine now. Now Ken is getting involved. So Raul, who just happens to be Ramphis's brother, comes out from the back.
No way.
I say, I spoke to Ramphis. He goes, oh, that's my brother. I say, oh, great. I spoke to Chris.
Oh, my God.
And I want both of my phones because I own them both and they are both mine, so give them to me. And he says, well, we just can't do that. And I look over to my left, and I look over to my right, and there's a woman sitting there who's trying to get her computer fixed. And I just go, they're going to resell that thing. And she goes, and I went, yeah. And then everybody at the Genius Bar was kind of like, yeah. Everybody was kind of ganging up on them. And then at the end of the day, I just had to sign the stupid thing so I can get my new phone. And so I go, okay, can I just have the box now because I have a naked phone here and I just want to get it home safe so I can set it up at home. And they go, no, we need the box to send the old one back in.
Wait.
And then I walked out.
It's a piece of cardboard.
And then I walked out. Defeated. Totally defeated by the Apple Store.
I'm so sorry.
They took me in, they chewed me up, and they spit me out. John.
John's giving Ken Reischmann a hug now.
They spit me out like I do. like beef. Beef. Just beef. What's that Russian beef?
Stroganoff?
Stroganoff! Yes, I was thinking strombone. I don't know why.
Stromboni?
Strombone?
I think that's something.
Huh.
Stroganoff, that's what I thought.
Beef stroganoff. I
Seriously,
had that once.
What shampoo do you use? You smell fantastic.
Stop it.
I'm not even kidding you.
I can't tell you.
Head and Shoulders.
Is that a secret?
It is. Mane and tail.
All right, I understand.
Anyway,
I agree.
So there I am now. New phone connects to the Wi-Fi, but I'm $200 poorer and can't put gas in my car.
Now, I have a question because I see you have this case where you have like your ID in the back and everything. Now, I thought about getting that.
Yeah?
But I have the perpetual fear that if I lose my phone, I lose everything along with
see,
my
a lot
phone.
of people I know have this weird wallet combo where it's even attached to like their full
I don't like
wallet,
that.
money and everything.
No,
I'm not cool with that.
No.
What I am okay with is losing my phone and losing my student ID. Like I'm okay with both of those things going missing.
Okay.
But I'm not okay with my phone and my whole wallet going missing,
Okay.
I guess. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I'd be scared of losing everything at one
Yeah,
time. and just
the
having
thing is
nothing.
you never lose your phone. I lose my wallet more than I lose my phone.
Agreed.
So I trust all my things
Yeah.
in my phone.
Agreed.
Okay. But now that you have all the things on your phone, you're going to lose that because the contents of your wallet is in your phone.
That's a philosophical debate for a different day, Pete.
We don't have a different day.
That is too high.
That's too much for me on zero sleep.
Speaking of zero sleep, let's go on to the news.
Let's.
I don't know what that has to do with news.
Do I do news or who does news?
You can do news.
I'll do news?
You have a little rant, I'll give you the news.
All right. So,
Morning
affluenza. Okay. Can I do the news now?
Sure.
Okay. Affluenza. All right. Affluenza teen's family will pay over $2 million to the family of the boy he paralyzed. Ooh. The family of Ethan Couch, the teenager who got 10 years of probation and a stint in rehab after killing 4 people and injuring 12 more in a drunk driving car wreck, will pay more than $2 million in a settlement to one of the families he injured. His affluenza, his attorneys and doctors argued, given to him by his permissive, wealthy parents, imbued.
I think it's like embodied, like gave.
I don't think I like that word. Imbued the teenager with a sense of irresponsibility that left him unable to understand the consequences of his actions. Melina's Alexander Lemus' brother told AP that the settlement was disappointing. Quote, "We're not happy about it, but we just have to take what we got and strive for better days," end quote.
Yeah, it's imbued is like it, as dictionary.com says, to impregnate or inspire as in feelings or opinions. So it's like they gave him that opinion.
Moving on, officials temporarily
John
locked down...
Stanko, the thesaurus.
Officials temporarily... Where's your munchkins, John? Officials temporarily locked down the White House late Tuesday afternoon after a man followed a motorcade into a secure area of the heavily guarded complex, authorities said. So what was this guy like?
Well, obviously it wasn't...
I don't know what
Some sort of zombie just followed the motorcade and they didn't notice until he was inside?
Obviously it wasn't heavily guarded if he could follow the motorcade to his...
Right? That's like an oxymoron.
So this happens around 4:40 p.m. The driver entered the restricted area behind a motorcade. I like this guy. That included President Barack Obama's 2 daughters who go to school nearby, according to a source familiar with the incident. Well, I wouldn't assume that they went to school much farther than nearby.
Again, seems like an unneeded
The
phrase.
driver was stopped by uniformed officers at the outer perimeter of a checkpoint at 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue and taken into custody. According to a U.S. Secret Service spokesperson, the Secret Service later identified the 55-year-old man as Matthew Evan Goldstein, who was charged with unlawful entry. If I ever got charged or arrested for unlawful entry, I'd punch whoever it was right in the face.
So you can get charged with assault.
Yes, because that is an actual charge. This one, baloney.
Yeah, I mean, how is the guy supposed to know?
If you're a guard,
Okay, well-
you should get charged with
That's what I'm saying.
unlawful allowing to enter.
They have to like drive through obviously
That's
a
not
gate
fair.
of some sort with a guard. I don't understand how the guard's like that car doesn't really fit with the motorcade. I
And what
wonder
was he
it's
doing? Was he
there.
just driving? Like, did he miss the turn and his GPS said, go to White House, make a Yui? Like, what? Like, that's not his fault? He picked the no tolls route. It took him through the front lawn, took him through the rose lawn. It's not his fault.
I agree with you.
Past the oval, you know?
Ken, you have to be on the GPSs now. I just want you to say, go to the White House, Papa Yui. Like, I want to hear
When
that.
you hit the Oval Office, you've gone too far. Like one of those kind of things. So that's silly. Rather than a bagged lunch, Pennsylvania first grader bought bags of heroin into school, giving some to at least one classmate before teachers caught him with a pocket full of drugs. 2 days later, the boy's 56-year-old grandmother, my dad is 60.
My dad's 62.
Yeah.
My dad's 62 as well.
Yeah, I think. I don't have
my
any
dad's
idea how old my dad is.
49, turning 50.
What year?
This is
what
weird.
year was he born in?
Eisenhower. That's all I know.
That's an administration. That's not a year.
No, that still freaks me out, though. The administration freaks me out. Anyway, so 2 days later, the boy's 56-year-old grandmother was arrested on charges of endangering the welfare of children and drug offenses for allegedly losing track of the heroin while babysitting. That was her problem, losing track of the heroin. Not having it, just forgetting where she put it. Chester County, Pennsylvania District Attorney Tom Hogan expressed outrage, quote, any exposure to heroin for a young child is likely to result in death. End quote. What an awful quote. What an awful quote. Well, yeah. Any exposure to heroin for anybody is likely to result in death.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
But don't give them to children. They'll die even faster, I
Well,
guess.
they might.
Whatever. The
I mean,
grandmother,
we don't know. I mean,
quote, the grandmother is lucky that she was not responsible for the death of her own grandson or somebody else's child. Lady, keep track of your heroin.
Can we just talk about how
Wait a minute,
That is the
56-year-old
moral of the story.
Wait, just to say, I feel like for a child, it would, unfortunately, if that ever happened, kill a child faster than one
Probably.
adult.
I know. I agree with you.
However,
Okay,
I
I
think
just
it's
want-
just a weird choice.
It's a
of
weird.
quote.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Can we just talk
My
about,
quote would have been, lady, you shouldn't have heroin to lose track of. Not,
Yeah.
hey, be careful who you give it to because it harms kids quicker than adults.
Yeah, I don't understand the demographic
just
of
me.
heroin. I don't picture a 56-year-old grandma.
Yeah, I'm
that's just-
imagining my
that blew my
grandmother
mind
as
when I read
56
this.
years old, and Grandma, I love you, but you are old. You are old. You don't get around quickly. I can't imagine a 56-year-old you.
I don't
I can't. I physically can't.
Wait, your parents are like in their 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys the oldest?
Well, no, my brother's the oldest, but my mom is 52-ish in that region.
And your dad
Doesn't
is?
look a day over 23,
Good save.
except for the wrinkles.
Oh man.
Way to take away from that save.
Yeah. Sorry.
But your dad is 62?
My dad's 62. Yeah,
Okay.
he robbing the cradle, that boy.
Okay, and how old are your parents, if you don't mind me asking?
62 and we're gonna be 62, gonna be 60.
Okay, so
that's cute.
they had...
How long have they been married?
25 years this year, I think.
I think
My
mine
parents
are...
can be married 25 years this year.
Ooh, baby, they all got married at the same time. Wow, this is weird. Anyway,
My parents are
they-
both turning 50 this year, and it's their 25th wedding anniversary.
Aw.
Talk about a good year.
Jeez.
So if I do the math, they married at 25.
I don't
adding.
know when they... Yes, they
Good
did.
adding.
They did.
Oh, no, you didn't know. You were like, wait,
I had to think about it for a
Adding
second.
John, good adding Pete.
I had to think about it for a
All I
second.
know
Thank
is
you.
that you two need to keep track of your heroin. That's all I got.
I don't have heroin.
And
to
that
keep
is
track
the
of.
moral of the story of news today.
Heroin is bad.
Heroin
Heroin
bad,
is
especially
horrible.
for children. Oh, I just punched my microphone.
Moving on.
All right.
Here on the
Heroin's
WICR
bad.
Morning Show.
I just punched it again. For real that time.
You know, we're gonna take a quick break.
Probably
actually.
should before I start punching things.
Before we go to break, though, I need to point out that Kenny, you are dressed like Bray Wyatt.
I look like MacGyver,
From,
I think.
no, Bray Wyatt from
All right.
WWE Wrestling.
Okay.
You look exactly like him
Can
with
you
the way
pull
you're
up a
dressed
pic?
right now. I will pull up a pic during the break, and then we'll have a reaction after.
All right, so we're
That's
gonna
fine.
go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with entertainment and sports.
Bazinga.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Consadori, WICR president and MassCom